If you're like me, you probably know him from this video.
I brought my friend Jean-Charles Skarbowsky. I don't know how to call that in English. He's a free thinker, you know?
What George is trying to tell you is this could be the best experience of your life or the worst.
Exactly.
And we have no...
Spoiler alert, it wasn't the best experience.
My name is Jean-Charles Skarbowsky. I'm from Paris. I'm a Muay Thai teacher. One time I managed to be ranked #1 at the Rajadamnern Stadium. That is one of the biggest stadium of Muay Thai in the world.
Goes in there with a bunch of MMA fighters and effortlessly beats them up.
And they fight every day, you know, so...
But who is this supposedly drunk dude that casually beat up all the Ultimate Fighter contestants? Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the real drunken master, Jean-Charles Skarbowsky, a French guy with a typical French name, well at least a half of it, a guy with a face of an accountant and a body of an even better accountant who likes to get wasted and kick the shit out of guys that are double his size. But is this dude just a gimmick producers use to get the show ratings up, or is he a legit killer? Well, long story short, Skarbowsky is a legit badass, and one of the most successful Muay Thai fighters from Europe. And if you would like to learn more about him, just continue watching this video. What I love about Skarbowsky is the fact that he looks more like a guy that sells incense sticks, but his actual job is selling weed than an actual fighter. He's the type of guy that Bradley Martin imagined he could kill in a street fight. I mean, Bradley's 260 after all.
Think you beat me in a street fight?
Huh?
Fun fact, 260 is also the exact number of Bradley's head hairs. Jean-Charles Skarbowsky, aka the Tattooed Dragon, was born on March 10, 1975 in Paris, France. And I know what you're thinking right now. Why does it have to be a tattooed dragon? What's wrong with like ordinary dragon? Well, let me show you. The math is actually pretty simple. It goes like this. Ordinary dragon equals cool. But a dragon with a tattoo equals infinitely cooler. Just simple as that. Anyway, let's get back to Jean-Charles. His early years were shaped by personal challenges, including the loss of his father, when he was just 13 years old. Seeking direction and discipline, he found himself knocking on the door of Siam Boxing Gym in Paris at the age of 16. Under the guidance of Master André Zeton, Jean-Charles discovered Muay Thai, a sport that would become his life's passion. The story goes that Jean-Charles wanted to give up after a few training sessions because he found Muay Thai to be too hard for him. But he had to get back to the dojo one more time to return Muay Thai trunks that his trainer André Zeton lended him. After coming back one more time, Zeton persuaded him to give Muay Thai one more chance, and the rest is history. André Zeton will become not just his trainer, but also somewhat of a much-needed father figure. He is basically his Master Roshi.
Speaking of which,
I mean, minus the pervy stuff. I hope. I didn't Google that much. In the years that follow, Jean-Charles will become a household Muay Thai name and will secure his place in the Mount Rushmore of European Muay Thai, alongside with the GOAT Ramon Dekkers. And he'll work with many famous fighters like George St-Pierre and John Jones. A little known fact, Jean-Charles actually taught John Jones how to throw his infamous oblique kick. If you know this, you're a big fat liar, because I just made that shit up. They will also create a manga character inspired by him. Strangely enough, this is the shit I didn't make up. Manga name is Karate Shokushi Kohinata Minoru, and if you know this, you're probably afraid to talk to women. His character name is Johnny Skandalaki, a fighter who has a smug attitude and also has a bad habit of smoking, drinking, and not even working out to lose his beer belly. These are not my words, this is on the official manga wiki page, and I think it's awesome. The only thing that bothers me here is the fact that they gave a typical Italian name to a French guy. I guess to Asian people, all white people look the same.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
Now let's talk about Jean-Charles' fighting career. Skarbowsky boasts an impressive record of 75 wins, 23 losses and 3 draws, with a stunning 51 knockouts. And if you're like predominantly MMA and boxing fan, I know what you're thinking right now. This record is not impressive at all. I mean, dude lost 23 times. You are this guy if you didn't get it from my amazing editing skills. You're just not as pretty. But keep in mind that Muay Thai is a whole different beast than boxing and MMA. It is much more dynamic and straightforward. It relies on pure guts, power and technique rather than tactics. In majority of times, losing in a really good fight is much more valuable than winning in a shitty one. I think that all of us are trying to forget this. On the top of that, fights are much more frequent in Muay Thai. It's not unusual for fighters to have upwards of 10 fights per year. So taking all that into consideration, losing a fight is just a matter of time. For example, the legend of this sport, Puakov, has 25 losses, but he also has 244 wins, which is ridiculous when taking into account how taxing this sport is on the body. Don't quote me on this, but I think that none of the top tier Muay Thai fighters is undefeated. I even resorted to Reddit in search of the answer. Don't judge me, okay? There are no videos of Jean-Charles' first fight, and the only thing I've managed to find was this photo of Charles and Elvis. At the age of 18, Skarbowsky made his first pilgrimage to Thailand, the birthplace of Muay Thai. In his debut fights there, he secured 5 victories in as many bouts, earning the respect of local fighters and the audience. Unfortunately, I do not have actual footage of those fights, but it probably went something like this.
Whenever you're ready, I'll take on any Japanese here.
After coming back to Europe, he also had a couple of speedy wins, so Youngblood Skarbowsky became the #1 challenger. His target was the current champion, an experienced Belgian fighter by the name of Yegin Osman. Defeating Osman was not an easy feat. At the time, Osman was a seasoned veteran fighter with 96 fights under his belt, compared to Jean-Charles' 18, but Skarbowsky's stomp face was complemented with a pair of balls made from the same material. He put immense pressure on Osman from start to finish and roughed him up pretty bad. Jean won by decision. Unfortunately, I did not find video footage of this fight, and I spent like 27 minutes looking for it. So don't be ungrateful bastards. I mean, it was back in the 90s, guys. There were like 5 cameras back then and pretty much nothing existed. I know because I was alive back then.
I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago.
The only thing that I managed to find is that Osman declared that he had never fought a guy who hit as hard as my boy Skarbowsky. Jean-Charles became champion at the young age of 20. On January 19, 1996, Jean-Charles had his first title defense against a fighter by the name of Kadir Maruf. Maruf was known for his devastating low kicks and was the author of many knockouts. His score at the time was 16 wins, 3 losses. In this fight, Skarbowsky looked like a struggling K-pop star forced into a celebrity boxing match due to financial difficulties, while Maruf looked like he was pretty good at bowling. Maruf opened a fight with his signature kicks, but that didn't stop our boy Skarbowsky, and he immediately retaliated back. Maruf continued with those strong kicks, but it didn't seem like it slowed down Skarbowsky at all. For the first half of the first round, Maruf seemed like the aggressor. It seemed like Maruf is winning this round until Skarbowsky landed a beautiful uppercut that rocked Maruf. Skarbowsky upped the intensity, but Maruf weathered the storm. Maruf not only survived, but he became aggressor again.
Jailli de la garde de Skarbowsky. Heureusement, elle a été esquivée par Kader Marouf. Skarbowsky, il ne faut pas l'oublier, il a quand même signé 22 de ses victoires sur KO. Sur 26 victoires, c'est un sacré pourcentage. C'est énorme. Alors, ce qui est étonnant, Christian, quand même, quand on regarde Jean-Charles Skarbowsky, c'est qu'il ne dégage pas cette impression de puissance.
I'm in no way a fighting expert, but I would give this round to Maruf. On the other hand, when looking slow-mo footage, Skarbowsky hit look more impactful, so maybe this round was a draw. I don't know, what do you guys think? Second round started fiercely. Both fighters went out guns blazing. It looked like Skarbowsky started to take initiative in this round and even landed a couple of good knees. But then Maruf retaliated with a good left that stung Skarbowsky. Maruf's attacks were stopped by a nice sweep from Skarbowsky. But then, a whole lot of problems for babyface Skarbowsky. Maruf landed a liver kick that sent John to the canvas. And if you ever got hit in the liver, you know how painful this is. I, for example, have no idea how painful this is. I just watch a lot of videos of people saying that this is painful. I hit my pinky on the coffee table once and it was horrible. But that's for another video.
Skarbowsky n'a pas récupéré, ça c'est une évidence, mais il faut maintenant que Kader Marouf puisse toucher une nouvelle fois efficacement.
After the liver kick, Maruf smelled blood and went for the kill, like a shark that has vast experience in Muay Thai fighting, a shark that doesn't really like French people, although is a French citizen itself. Maybe I shouldn't do these metaphors. Or is it a parable? I'm not really sure. I have to Google that. Muay Thai shark. Although it looked like it was all over for Jean-Charles, he recovered and actually started putting pressure on Maruf, which is one of the reasons why I like this dude. He never gives up. He's like a French honey badger. French honey badger! Fighters kept trading punches and kicks with equal intensity for the second half of the third round. And just when it looked like it was going to be a decisive round for Maruf due to a knockdown, this happened. Skarbowsky hit Maruf with 5 beautiful knees, with few of those landing on Maruf's cheekbone, which will later turn out to be the moment that decided this fight.
Aussi éprouvé notamment Jean-Paul par cette dernière série, ultime série avec enchaînement de points et de coups de genoux. On le voit très très bien, là, formidable le plan de caméra où on voit donc l'enchaînement au corps et puis ce dernier coup de genou au visage et la séparation.
Although at first it looked like the fight would continue, as you can see from this footage, Maruf's eye rapidly started to swell. Although I could not find the exact information, it looked like his cheek or orbital bone was fractured. His team decided that it is not safe to continue the fight, so they decided to forfeit the match. Jean-Charles remained the European champion. On December 5th, 1999, Jean-Charles returned to Thailand to fight at the King's birthday celebration in Bangkok. Don't worry, I also did not know that Thailand has a king. And if you knew this, you must be really fun at the parties. Anyway, his opponent was Duen Isarn, who was the number 7 ranked fighter at Lumpini Stadium. The fight took place in front of 250,000 people. I mean, those are some Metallica numbers.
Sur le ring, face à Duen Isarn.
At first, it looked like it would be a slow fight, but then Jean showed them who the real king is. Monstrous uppercut from Skarbowsky sent Isarn to the canvas.
À terre et pratiquement KO, ça a été vite. Et voilà, et Jean-Charles Skarbowsky qui est prêt à se jeter sur lui.
French Honey Badger sensed blood and went for the kill, but Isarn showed why Thai fighters are considered the toughest of them all. Once again, Jean tried to blitzkrieg the fight, but Isarn showed why he is number 7 in the country that invented Muay Thai.
Il n'arrive plus à se protéger, il essaye de s'accrocher, le Thaïlandais, il a suivi vraiment. Il a pris ses appuis, ça. Il a chancelé pour aller se rappuyer dos aux cordes et ça c'est symptomatique. Hein. Quand on va chercher comme ça les coups, on peut pas aller plus loin et on aimerait bien en fait. Ah, et alors si dans le début de la 5e reprise, Totov après 18 secondes avait mis KO son adversaire, là c'est parti également très vite et il a été pratiquement pris à froid. Le Thaïlandais, il a craché son protège-dents volontairement. Il a craché son protège-dents volontairement. il est complètement asphyxié. C'est la raison pour laquelle il a lâché son protège-dents. Il va essayer de répliquer. Regardez, le middle kick de Jean-Charles qui continue de frapper alors que le Thaïlandais lui tenait la jambe.
Du Siam Boxing Paris au 12e.
Oh, quel uppercut!
Effectue une superbe prestation. Et le Thaïlandais est toujours debout. Après cette première reprise, beaucoup de boxeurs auraient du genou à terre, auraient signé.
Il passe au-dessus des cordes de Skarbowsky. Sur de bras, il bloque. Allez, low kick. Et attention. On continue. Allez, dans le coin.
Isarn survived, but it was a big round for French Honey Badger. French Honey Badger!
Ce qui est vraiment remarquable, c'est cet engagement total. Regardez-le.
Je te coupe là.
Uppercut ici qui met à mal le Thaïlandais.
Le deuxième round. A-t-il récupéré?
This round was kinda mid. Both fighters had their moments, and because I don't want to waste your time, here are only the good parts.
Allez, avec les jambes, on y prise, toujours sur le même rythme.
Regardez la tenue de la jambe ici, le percut mais qui passe à côté celui-là. Il n'y a pas un instant de répit dans les attaques de Jean-Charles Skarbowsky. C'est ce qui a beaucoup surpris le Thaïlandais là qui a tenté de contrer en coup de coude sans succès. Coup de genou, coup de coude encore.
La troisième reprise. Skarbowsky en avance. Mais Nguyen et Sarn revenus dans le combat.
The third round began with a bit more aggression from Isarn, but this round involved a lot of clinch work. And I know that clinching is an integral part of Muay Thai, but to me, it just looks like this.
I do. Let me bang. I do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man. Let you bang.
Son adversaire au sol, c'est important. Toujours la domination physique et psychologique.
You can call me an old-fashioned or even casual. Well, that part would actually be true. But to me, the best parts of Muay Thai are kicking and punching stuff. So once again, here are the best parts of the third round.
Troisième reprise.
Middle kick qui est repoussé. Skarbowsky qui place le sien.
Et la cloche de la quatrième reprise. Après un knockdown dans la première, Nguyen Isarn est revenu. Toujours vaillant dans la deuxième et troisième reprise. Mais le Français pour l'instant a la maîtrise de ce combat. Début de la quatrième reprise. Donc avec un Skarbowsky qui a bien travaillé.
Il a sur tous les fronts, que ce soit en haut avec les poings, avec les jambes, en bas également avec les jambes, même dans les middle kicks, dans la phase.
Round 4 was a bit more interesting. There was still some clinching, but it had more kick catching, tip kicks, and overall distance work. You could say it was a game of Muay Thai chess. The chess where the main goal is to kick the shit out of your opponent.
Les coups de coude. Les coups de coude restent le point à surveiller particulièrement lorsque les deux hommes sont encore à corps. Un kick repoussé et cadré.
We could see that Isarn completely recovered from the knockdown in the first round, and the fight seems to be equal again.
Et qui respire la joie de vivre dès qu'il en.
In the beginning of round 5, we could see nice sportsmanship from both fighters, right before they proceed to kick the crap out of each other.
Ah oui, son adversaire il l'accueillait à fond au premier round, ce serait dommage que lui soit surpris dans la dernière reprise.
This round seemed more energetic, and you could see that the fighters were giving their best to end the fight.
Avéré. Oh, il avait perdu les appuis, le Thaïlandais. Nick et Kel. L'échange entre les deux hommes, il y a de la fluidité dans la bloc de Jean-Charles, avec en plus toute sa vitesse, sa précision, son coup d'œil associé à sa technicité, c'est magnifique. Lui qui a été champion d'Europe à 3 reprises.
And just when it seems that this fight might go to decision, Skarbowsky turned that honey badger mode on. He caught his arm with a beautiful left right on the chin, and the ref had to stop the fight.
Jean-Charles Skarbowsky en parlait de ses succès avant la limite, avant la 3e reprise, cette fois-ci c'est dans le 5e round, et Thuen Isarn et oh là là, KO. Il va récupérer, on est en train de...
Although it didn't look like a strong punch, you could see that Isarn is struggling to stand on his own. That's the power of Skarbowsky.
L'énergie.
Only when you look at the slow-mo footage can you actually see how powerful that punch was.
Et l'arbitre qui intervient.
Skarbowsky proved to the Thai people that he is the real deal. This was his biggest win in Thailand yet. On July 6, 2000, in Las Vegas, Jean-Charles got the opportunity to fight against the legend of the sport, Robert Kainora Singh. Yes, I know dude's name is Robert. Finally, a name I can actually pronounce. Robert Kainora Singh. Well, let's just call him Bob. Bob was a Rajadamnern Stadium champion, not in 1, not 2, but in 3 weight classes.
Please welcome the former 3-time Lumpini Stadium champion, Robert Kainora Singh.
Bob was a formidable opponent with his katana-like kicks and immaculate technique. Tip kicks from this guy are just pure work of art. At the time of this fight, he had 100 fights under his belt and was widely considered a favorite against our boy Skarbowsky. But if history taught us something, it's that you should never write off the French honey badger. French honey badger! Okay, I'll stop now with a French honey badger bet.
Jean-Charles Skarbowsky.
In this fight, Skarbowsky had what has to be the coolest walkout in the history of combat sports. Bro is straight up chilling, looking like he's going to a yoga class and frozen yogurt afterward. He's just a chill guy who likes to crush other people's faces. Bro looks like an uncle who crushed 20 beers at a family gathering, and his nephews are forced to carry him to his Uber ride before he starts calling everyone gay. This walkout is up there with Mayhem Miller's Japanese schoolgirls walkout for sure.
Attraction scheduled 5 3-minute rounds of action. Our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside: Glenn Trowbridge, Dave Moretti, and Al Lefkowitz. And the referee in charge of this bout is Tony Weeks.
My man Tony looking sharp with them poor mustache.
Right, fans, here.
Elbow a crié le public. juste avant ce combat entre Jean-Charles Skarbowsky et Robert Zing Elbow.
See, even the commentator cannot pronounce Bob's name right, and he's paid for it. The fight started fiercely. You could see that both fighters were going for the kill, but with a bit more initiative from the Bob side. It looked like he came to kick the shit out of the little baguette boy. Bob utilized his powerful kicks and kept his distance, which made it difficult for Jean-Charles to land his chin-crushing uppercut. Skarbowsky tried to cut the distance and corner him, but Bob was more slippery than a prison soap. It looked like this round might go to Bob, but Skarbowsky landed a clean jab, and it was clear that the punching power was on his side. All he needed was one good opportunity. And then this happened. Skarbowsky caught him with a flurry of powerful punches, and Bob hit the canvas. Sexy mustache Tony had to intervene and stop the fight. Jean-Charles won with a spectacular first-round knockout. Look at this beauty. This slow-mo footage should be put in Lover or something. It is important to say that these two had a rematch just 5 months after this. The fight took place in Thailand during the King's birthday celebration. But this time, Bob was the victor. He won the match on points. And yeah, no, this dude really loved watching people hurt each other. Now that's a true king. Now, probably the coolest thing about this is the fact that Bob and Jean-Charles became really good friends after kicking each other's asses.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup! Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yup!
These guys are probably the closest thing we will get to the real life Goku and Vegeta. Learning wholesome facts like this makes me want to learn how to fight. Or have friends. After his second fight with Bob, Skarbowsky moved to Thailand and joined the legendary Jockey Gym, which would later bear his name as he took over the ownership. Jean-Charles faced all Thai champions of that era, whose names I will not mention because I literally cannot pronounce them. And believe me, I tried. If you think I'm joking, go Google it for yourself. It turns out that Thai fighters don't always use their actual names. I even went and read the article about it. What a fucking nerd. Which I am, but still. It turns out that many factors are involved in naming a Muay Thai fighter, such as personality, fighting style, physical attributes, and hero attributes. So these dudes are named after their fighting style and physical attributes, and they fight in different arenas. They're basically Pokemons. Do you know what would be a cool name for a Pokemon? French Honey Badger! In 2003, Jean-Charles made history by becoming the first foreigner to be ranked number 1 in the mythical Raja Stadium. He beat Mangkok Kiatsongkwan. I probably messed his name up. Mangkok was the reigning Raja champion in the 140-pound category. The knockout was in round 1. He will once again become number 1 in 2006. This time in the 160-pound weight class. He will achieve this by beating Lang Sokram. Can you guess how he beat him? That's right, the first round knockout, the Skarbowsky special. My man was straight up Mike Tysoning people in his prime. Due to his chill nature and fierce fighting style, he was and still is a favorite Farang fighter amongst Thai people. And if you're wondering what Farang stands for, it means goofy ass white boy. I mean, Google says it's this, but I prefer my version. They nickname him Namkhom Morana, which means deadly perfume. It sounds pretty cool until you realize it doesn't make any sense. Like, what does it mean? Did they try to tell him something? I know that the weather is pretty humid out there. I'm guessing they named him Deadly Perfume because he is from France, and French people are known for their perfumes. But if that's the logic used, they missed out on a few better names. For example, they could have named him Killer Croissant or even Battle Baguette. I'm not gonna lie, guys, Battle Baguette kinda slaps. I mean, look at that face. Suck it, Marvel! I made this for free. After having an amazing fighting career, Jean-Charles now spent his days training and occasionally drinking a few cold ones. He spends most of his time in his gyms in France and Thailand, where he shares his knowledge with mortals and lesser fighters. He was and will always be the people champion. That would be it, guys. I hope that you liked the video, and if you did not, you can go fuck yourself. I mean, if you didn't like it, that's okay too. I still love you. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Like and leave a comment about what could be made better. Or you can just tell me that I'm gay, because that's the way God intended YouTube comments to work. Have a nice day and stay awesome. French Honey Badger!